Prescott Valley, and welcome to tonight's Park and Recs Commission meeting for September the 8th, 2020. Let's see, can I get a roll call, Kathy?
Yes. Chairperson Polican?
Here.
Vice Chairperson Pierce?
Here.
Commissioner Gummer?
Yes.
Commissioner Byram?
Present.
Commissioner Gorman? Here. Commissioner Moss?
Here.
All right. Moving on to the approval of the agenda. Can I get a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
I'll make the motion to approve tonight's agenda.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Hearing none opposed, we'll move on to item number 4, approval of the minutes for August 11th and August 18th. We'll do this in one foul swoop. I'll looking to accept the motion for approval of the minutes for August 11th and August 18th.
I'll move to approve the minutes for August 11th and August 18th.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hearing none opposed, we'll move on to item number 5, scheduled announcements for the commissions, public, and staff, programs and clashes. I think we have Jason.
Good evening, Commissioners. How are you this evening?
Hello.
Good.
So we have aquatics postseason going on right now. We have lap swim. No pre-registration was required on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. A max capacity of 12, and that is from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. We also have aqua aerobics from 8:15 to 9:15. Registration is online, 30 spots, 5 people in person for a total of 35. And this will continue on Monday through Friday through through September 25th. Monday through Friday, we also have the swim team practicing in our facility. They're in there from 2:30 to 5:30 every day, and that will continue till October 30th. We have swim meets on September 24th and October 1st. September 19th, we have our Bands and Bags tournament going on here at the Civic Center. We are going to have a concert with obviously concert live music. Atomic Surf will be starting at 7 p.m. and from 3 to 8 p.m. we'll have a competitive cornhole tournament with $50 per team. If you're familiar with the sport, it is very popular, and I expect there to be several teams out there for this event. September 26th, Run for the Hill of It. Start and finish at Glassford Hill Summit Trail, then Run for the Hill of It. It's a fun run that offers panoramic views of northern Arizona and all the way to the summit of the mountain. Remember, this event is fun run. Enjoy the trail at your own pace. Adults that register before September 25th will be $20. Day of is $25. Children 15 and under is $15 if it's registered before September 25th. And the day of the fun run would be $20. This was about, I want to say we had 85 people attend this last year. They all had a really good time. It was very enjoyable. I was there myself. I did not do the fun run. I did the parking fun, but it was a good time. I seen a lot of smiling faces. I expect it to be the same thing again this year.
Are they still doing a shuttle service from like the Kohl's parking lot back to that way, or is that
at this time we're looking at doing a parking lot adjacent to the what we call the tank farm,
okay,
and then shuttling or having them walk just that short distance over. We're having to work with the construction crews and the utilities department to make it happen, though. So there's a little bit of that going on right now, but we think we'll have something we know we'll have something in place for the day of the event for extra parking.
Very good.
We have our softball leagues that are going on right now, Mondays and Friday nights. We have 38 teams, 228 participants, with an average of 60 spectators going on right now. We had 2 corn toss tournaments already, corn toss, cornhole, same thing. On August 22nd, we had 20 participants with 15 spectators. The 29th, 26 participants and 37 spectators. And then, of course, we have this next tournament coming up. We've also been hosting several tournaments. We have 3 fast pitch tournaments in state and California organizations and 1 men's slow pitch tournament. I believe we have another 2 or 3 coming up this month and in October. And then, oh boy, field allocations is coming up. It's almost time for that. We'll be holding that here I think we typically hold a meeting here end of September, beginning of October. And then we'll have the process get started where people can start submitting their paperwork so that we can have it all accumulated sometime in December and start meeting with the organizations so that we can start divvying out the fields for next season as best that we can. I think that might be it.
Very good. Any questions at all about the programs, classes, or special events for Jason?
Is field allocation a major revenue source for you guys?
No, not at all.
No.
It's just an opportunity for us to get together with the organizations that provide an immense service to the community, and we provide the fields and the lights to them so that they can provide the service to the community of, soccer, football, baseball, those type of things. The tournaments are a source of revenue when we do scheduled tournaments, but we don't see a large amount of revenue from field allocation.
Right. Okay.
Okay. All right, moving on to item number 6, the chairperson's report. One of our big changes, I'm sure the viewers have noticed, is that we have a resignation from our previous Parks and Rec manager, and we have we come up with a title, super title.
Our Park and Rec director.
Park and Rec director, I'm sorry, not the
That's
manager.
okay.
You're the manager, I'm sorry, didn't mean that.
Yeah.
So our Parks and Rec director, we have Bobby. Is he going to be?
Correct. Robert Kieran will be the new deputy director.
Okay.
And Casey Van Haren will be the new director. They're both behind me. We'll introduce them here in a little bit. And they are going to be in charge of the community something or other department. At this time, services, community enrichment. We're not quite sure what it's going to be, but we're going to be a community something or other, and we're going to be darn good at it.
Gotcha. Cool. Other than that, not much to add for the chairperson's report. Just driving around town, seeing all the lovely parks that we're having that are well manicured, well used. It's a very good time of year for people to be out, just in the local neighborhood parks that I visit, and the amount of work that you guys put into it's phenomenal. So we do appreciate that element of things. So keep up that good work, and hopefully that continues. Moving on to the tree advisory board, I got nothing to add unless you guys have any updates. I know things have kind of been slow in the old process.
At this time, we did, our finance director, Katie Pell, did locate some donation funds that were not expended, and the amount is in total of probably $5,000-$6,000, and we were going to use that opportunity, that funding, to purchase and replace the trees that did not make it at Bob Edwards Park. So we will be doing some tree replacement with those donation funds.
Very good. It's good to know. Good to hear. All right. Let's see. Moving on to old business, we have item number 7A, Raymond James.
So I met with you at our last meeting, and I took your conversation and your ideas to the council. Council has mulled over the ideas. They have decided to probably go with Bob Edwards Park as the location for the facility. We are going to present to them 2 other locations, Antelope Park and, at their request, Santa Fe Park. We will be looking to install a system that goes to irrigation so the water doesn't go to waste. And we will try and utilize that for either a drip system or have it stored, and then when the system kicks on, draw down from the tank.
Okay.
We're currently getting some more blueprints in. We'll have those here shortly, and developing in size. We have one that's called the Ultimate Splash Pad for all 3 locations. It's about 2,500 square foot, but there is still that concern of the infrastructure cost that we're going to need to navigate at Bob Edwards Park, and how we're going to do it if we install a water line off of the Long Look Drive. And we're probably going to need to put in a booster pump along with the new water meter. So we've got some digging to do ahead of us, but we are on the right track. We should have more designs coming in this week, and we can move forward with that project. We also discussed the renaming of Antelope Park. At this time, they didn't feel that the renaming was necessary. However, it was something that was discussed at length, and they just felt that wasn't the idea to go forward. We would just name the spray pad or splash pad after Mr. Raymond Jenkins.
Very good. Any questions? Go ahead.
The size of the splash pad at Bob Edwards, can you fit a 2,500 in there? Or is that going to be the 750 we talked about before?
We can fit a 2,500 square foot in there. We can. What is going to be determining will be the cost of the infrastructure.
Get in there and find out what it is.
Yeah, get in there and find out.
And that's going to shrink the size possibly of the water.
It could. It could definitely shrink the size. It could limit the amount of apparatuses on the spray pad. But I don't want to, the more that we looked at Antelope Park, the more we discovered we had some bigger problems out there than we thought too. So Bob Edwards is going to be a site that will be centralized, be utilized, and probably, honestly, it would have ended up costing us the same amount of money to go to Antelope with the same cost out there.
Is that going to be the deciding factor as to which park we're going to pick?
I believe at this time it has basically been picked that we're going to go for Bob Edwards Park.
Oh, definitely. I know you'll keep it in mind, the maintenance costs over time when you're sizing things up also.
Yeah, that's correct.
Got any questions or comments?
No, I just would hope to remind the town council that the Jenkins splash pad will be at the Edwards Park.
Okay. Everybody else? Anything? Okay. Very good. Moving on to the annual park tour for 7B.
So we need to get together with new leadership and discuss the opportunity for all of us in the Park and Rec Commission to go out on a day and do a park tour, determine what parks you want to visit, and a date and time. I know that there had been some discussion about this prior to today. I just don't know what the extent of that was. So we tonight would like to confirm a date and time, and then a meeting location is typically here, and we take the van and we go around and look at whatever sites we determine in advance. I think Mountain Valley is typically on that list, but we can rearrange it however you want. We can look at Antelope, we can look at Bob Edwards, we can look at Santa Fe, we can look at all those if you'd like. I know Santa Fe should definitely be on the list as it's being new, and it'll be an opportunity to investigate what we have going on out there.
I know we had a date in mind. I'm not sure of the other commissions. September 19th was the kind of preliminary.
That's what we thought.
Yeah, we thought September 19th to 8 o'clock, I think. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make it just from previous arrangements and previous stuff, engagements for me myself, but I think the majority of the board was able to make that date. I think we'll kind of stick with that if possible.
Or does new leadership need more time themselves? Do they want to step back and give it a little extra time before it gives them opportunities maybe?
Certainly flex.
At this time, I think that we'll continue to move forward with the September 19th date, and if we need to reschedule, we'll make immediate contact with you and let you know that is what we've decided to do.
That'll work. So,
I noticed that.
again, I won't be there present, but I think in the same regard, it'll be September 19th, 8 o'clock. I think the meeting location is generally at the Civic Center in their utility parking lot where they keep all the staff vehicles.
Okay.
That's generally meeting location. Yes, ma'am. And if anything changes within the next couple of weeks or days or what have you, we can hear the update and we'll go from there. It's a good opportunity to get around and learn the park areas and learn kind of the needs and necessary improvements and possible upgrades.
Okay, it's done it. Can Kay be our expert guide? You've done the tour already.
Well, of course I can.
I'm just kidding.
I would love to do that.
Thank you, Kay.
Very good.
And like Jason said, I think for sure we need to look at Bob Edwards, Santa Fe. I think Antelope is pretty much out of the question. They're all right there for us to look and see what we're planning for splash pad.
Absolutely.
And then I would assume whatever parks you think that we need to look at, would you know what we need to look at?
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure something out about that. Something close to donuts would be my, yeah.
Any other questions or comments or concerns for the annual park tour? I think the parts can be kind of either ironed out that day specifically. I think we have 3 or 4 major ones, and then the other ones can be addressed in further time. So if that time works, good. We'll move on from there. Item 7C, the healing fields.
Yes, I'd like to thank everybody
sorry.
that came out on Friday morning and assisted us with the healing fields. When I arrived at 6 a.m., there were already hundreds of people here raring to go and start driving rebar into the field and start placing flags. We had hundreds and hundreds of volunteers. It was a beautiful thing to see. I'd like to thank everybody that came out. I would like to remind everyone that's watching that we do need help taking down this Saturday. If that is something that you have time to participate in, we would really appreciate the assistance. So, but I believe we're starting at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
But you can always contact the Parks and Rec office at 759-3090 and get further information about the takedown of the flags.
And it's a good opportunity if you can't spend your whole time taking down flags, even just a portion of an hour.
Absolutely.
2 hours of your day. It's really a humbling experience to see all those flags in person and read a couple of stories and teach your young ones and teach your old, remember those thoughts in your mind of that day. So it's a very important message that that the organization at Prescott Valley and other organizations around the community do put together. So you guys did a fantastic job, again, displaying it and upkeeping it and making sure that it is presentable year after year. So
It really is breathtaking.
It is.
any other concerns or questions about the healing field? All right. We'll go on to the new business. I think I jumped the gun a little bit, but we'll go to item 8A as an introduction of new leadership.
Yes, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce 2 outstanding individuals that are going to be overseeing this new department that I am a part of. Casey Van Haren will be the director. She is currently the director of the library. She'll be taking over this entire department, and the deputy director will be Robert Kieran.
Commissioners, it's awesome to be here. Never in my 35 years of working in libraries did I ever think I would be over Parks and Recreation, but here I am. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, I came from originally the city of Glendale. I actually grew up in the Prescott area. My dad was a city attorney. We moved down to the Glendale area when I was a sophomore in high school. So I grew up in the Glendale area. Worked at the Glendale Public Library, like I said, for, I've been in libraries for 35 years, but I worked there for 25. I started out when I was 10. And I was able to come back up here 8 years ago. I've been with the town of Prescott Valley for the last 8 years. It's been an amazing experience. I was a library manager, and then when the director, who was here for 30 years, Stuart Matson, retired, I went through the whole interview process, and they chose me to take his place. So I've come from 2 organizations, the City of Glendale and the City of Peoria, where both libraries and parks were together over one auspice of a director. So one worked, one did not, but I can tell you I am here to make this an amazing department. There's going to be changes. There's going to be lots of good things coming from here. I know people and I know how to manage them. And already Parks and Rec, they're doing some great things. COVID hit, of course, so we've really had to scale things back as we did here at the library, which was pretty tough. But I have Bobby Kieran, who is going to be my deputy director. He has lots of experience in Parks and Recreation, so he's able to help me out. And of course, Jason is a recreation manager, and we also have Nick. Grobluski. So I think we have an amazing leadership team, and we're going to be calling it Community Services, Libraries, Arts and Culture, Parks and Recreation. But Community Services. So it's pretty challenging, and it's pretty visionary that the town has chosen to do this. So that's me. Any questions? No. Thank you. Bobby?
Casey pretty much summed everything up. I just wanted to say thank you guys for having us in here. We're really excited to start working with everyone. my first 8 years were with Parks and Recreation, so it's been awesome to be over at the library the last 2.5 almost, and then coming back to have one mega awesome department forming. So we're very excited for this new opportunity. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Any questions or comments or anything? Leadership? Very good. All right. Moving on to the item 8B, schedule master plan review.
So we're currently working with all the staff. We're going over different elements of the master plan and what it is that we can do within the master plan to provide more for the community. One of the examples is aquatics. The aquatics coordinator is looking at ways to provide more water safety information prior to the pool swim season by getting into the schools, offering more opportunity to conversate with people and provide information about it, extending swim lessons into the August, September times because we're already at the pool. So trying to get more space and time for individuals to get involved with swim lessons and offering them 2 days a week instead of 4 days a week and at a possible lower cost type thing. So we're working at all of these areas. Outdoor Rec is working on their segment of it, and we're constantly going through these things, and we're meeting here in the next few weeks to go over what everyone has brought up as ideas that we can move forward on the master plan.
Very good. Let's see. One of the things I just had in question or in mind when it came to aquatics, looks like you guys are already kind of expanding that schedule out here and there for the next couple months. It seems like in years past the schedule was cut off. So, August 8th was like the day, and that was it. So it's fantastic still have these summer months with the heat we've been experiencing to still have the option and availability to go do lap swim, to go do water aerobics. I think that's a good opportunity, and I think it's a good move from the Parks and Rec department in general to open that up. I would also suggest or recommend to open it up prior to school letting out as well, those July summer seasons, those ones that are still hot, or I guess it'd be early May, I guess, those types of seasons to where you take full advantage of that full pool, where that season is completely open for maybe 6 months out of the year instead of 3 or 4 like it was previously.
Okay.
Buzz, anything?
Yeah, from me, we play volleyball, and I know our season, the teams, it's like a race to the first 8 that sign up for the league, and that's all we can accept. And I know we have facility troubles, but that would be something we could actually expand on too, would be some of our recreation programs, because and it is, everybody gripes every year about, well, I didn't get in time for signing up for volleyball, so my team's not in. So I think I know we only allowed one facility, and I don't know how we're going to look at the future for expanding facilities that we could actually offer more.
Okay.
Such as Prescott they get to use every building in town. We get one school. That's just a thought.
Okay.
A lot of people are always disappointed every volleyball season.
That is true. We end up with a waiting list.
Sure.
Any questions, comments? Very good. Hearing none, we'll move on to the item C, the chairperson's monthly meeting. Looks like we have that one scheduled for, we do the first Thursday of the month. Is that how you and I?
It sounds good to me.
Paul works. Hope that works out for Paul and Treasurer, whoever. Scotty, if that works out for you, you can attend that if you'd like. It's just an opportunity for all of us to kind of get together, set the agenda items, and then allows for kind of a interesting introduction for things and kind of muddle over a couple items and topics.
Right.
So.
Okay.
And I just checked with the deputy director, and that does work for him also.
Okay. Very good. My work schedule. That's convenient.
So that's the first Thursday of every month.
First Thursday, yeah. All right. Moving on to item 8D, the run of the hill of it. We kind of heard a little bit in regards to the upcoming event on the 26th of September, but it looks like some volunteers and participant kind of an announcement.
Absolutely. We're always looking for volunteers to assist us in any way, shape, or form at these type of events. If you'd like to come out and volunteer with us that day, we will find an opportunity for you. We will do something that will make it memorable and fun. And participants are going to have a great time. We still have openings, sign up, register. We've gotten all of the medals ready. They're ready to rock, ready to go. And we've got a plan in place. We've got people checking the trail. We're going to make sure it's a good time.
Very good.
What's the date of that again?
September 26th. Is that correct?
That is
Off the
correct.
top of my head.
And what time would you want volunteers there?
We would probably get volunteers there as early as 7 a.m., maybe even 6. They could contact the Park and Rec office, and we would be able to determine what would be if someone wants to show up at 6:30, we'll make it work at 6:30. If they want to show up a little later than that, I'm sure we'll find a way to make it work.
Very good. Any other questions, concerns? Let's go on to the unscheduled public appearance. Do we have anybody in the audience that's unscheduled public appearance? All right. Hearing none, we'll move on to the next scheduled meeting for Tuesday, October 13th at 6:30 in this auditorium. That looks to be the second Tuesday of the month, so that should work out pretty well. Let's see, we'll make a motion or I'll accept a motion for an adjournment, I guess that's probably my best way to describe it.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
My second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Good night, Prescott Valley.